everyone, this is your host, your host, Omisha Talwar signing in. Well, exactly an year ago, I was on the same platform, the PLF, and giving a book review. And then I joined SOC, and it has been an year since I have joined SOC. Well, who would have known I would have gotten such a good opportunity to host a show like this? Well, do you guys know what exactly is the PLF? Let me give you a gist about it. Phoenix Literature Festival started its journey in 2020 and we have conducted various literature festivals. Our mission is to inspire and empower children and young adults to cultivate, nurture, and enhance their reading, writing, and storytelling skills. This fest is powered by Schools of Creativity. Search My Tenders is our technology partner. Confident Storytelling Hub is our associate partner. And Revival Mastery is our academic partner. Well, let's get to know about our today's guest. Batto Ki Bakwas is a brand led by Anamika Joshi, aka Batto, a Hindi spoken word artist based out of Jaipur. Her poems have touched millions for being simple, relatable, and sharp. She speaks on varied topics around complexity of relationships, women empowerment, gender equality, mental health, and many deep rooted social issues. Celebrated icons like Zakir Khan, Ayushmann Khurrana, Gaurav Khera, and many Barakats, and leading personalities have resonated and responded to her work. That stands as a strong testimony to her relatable content. She believes that there are many uncomfortable and ignored aspects of our lives that need to become a part of our everyday conversations and spoken word has the power to make it happen. She established her brand, Batto Ki Bakwas, in 2018 as a platform to share her thoughts. Owing to her unconventional approach to writing, she has been covered by popular digital and print media houses like Brat India, Midday, Femina India, The Quint, The Better India, Scoop Whoop, Rajasthan Patrika, The New Indian Express, Time of India, DNA, Nav Bharat Times, etc. In the last 4 years, she has worked on multiple independent spoken word projects, brand videos, and on-stage performances, addressing audiences of varied age groups. She has been invited by honorable platforms like Your Story, Josh Talks, TEDx Gateway to share her work and experiences with the world. She has done collaborative projects with brands like Voltus, Lenskart, Nestle, AU Bank, FinCart, Sharp, Side Eye Hospitals, Fit2, QSS Global, etc., in the capacity of a scriptwriter, performer, actor, and producer. She hosts a podcast series, Unspoken with Batto, where she is seen in conversation with spoken word artists, performers, lyricists, theatre writers, and authors, unraveling the unspoken aspects of a writer and their creative processes. Greetings, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, Omisha, and this was a wonderful way of introducing. You are really good at this, and I'm
Thank you.
really happy to be in conversation with you. I'm looking forward to this. And congrats for the sixth edition of June Finnish Literature Festival. I'm participating in this for the second time, and I had so much fun in the first one. I look forward to this one, and I hope everyone attending this would just, enjoy the festival and take away a lot of things from here.
Exactly. So let's get started with our questions. We would like to know about you.
Okay.
So, ma'am, how did you first think about Batto Ki Bakwas?
Okay, so I think I started writing poems very randomly, not in a planned way. And after a few poems that I had written and I had posted, separately in different platforms, social media platforms, I started getting queries about where we can get all your poems at one place, where we can read them or watch them. And then I thought I need to have a YouTube channel kind of a thing. So I wanted a name, and Batto is my pet name. So everyone calls me Batto at home. Batto means someone who talks too much. Now in this world, I would rather say someone who is too much opinionated. And so I thought if I want to talk about different topics, different causes, and talk about different issues that are there, there is nothing better than, holding on to my pet name rather than Anamika, which is something people knew me outside my home. So Batto was the first time that I took outside the name outside my home, and Bakwas was something that I added because I thought that I wanted to talk about a lot of things, and I wanted people to take it in a way so that they consume it without having this preconceived notion of it being gyan or something very serious, so that it reaches them first and then they have an option of how they want to take it or not. So Bakwas, that was a choice that I made, and I anyways love being a little quirky when it comes to branding something. So I'm a brand specialist otherwise. So when it came to me, I chose that.
So like by Bakwas, you took like to give knowledge, but not into a lot of formal way.
Exactly. True.
Okay.
So I didn't want people to. So what happens is there is this thing where if you write something, for example, if I want to talk about equality, and if I have a brand name that is kind of just Anamika Joshi, maybe, then there are a set of people who will not even enter into that first phase of opening the video or listening about it, right? So I wanted to give that, remove that friction from there, so that when they hear Batto Ki Bakwas, they will take it lightly, they will come to the video, they will start watching, and then they will realize. So I get a lot of message ki, why do you have bakwas? Aapki baatein bakwas to hoti nahi hai. So I'm like, see, I want you to reach there where you can realize that it's not bakwas, but for that I will have to remove that friction, initial friction that people have of consuming that kind of content. So that was a strategic move.
That was actually a really nice move. You're giving knowledge, but in a very light way. Well, my second question is, how was your journey and how do you feel about it?
Very honestly, I don't feel like my journey has yet started. For example, everything that happened till now happened by its own. Like, I didn't do anything particularly about, I didn't structure my journey. And now when I have, like, what I have been writing continuously, regularly for now 5 to 6 years now. Now I know what I'm good at, what I should be pursuing, what area of my field needs to be expanded further, rather than just, keep on writing poems. What is the commercial and bigger impactful aspect of it? So how I can create big impact if I want to continue in this path. So my journey, I somewhere feel this is the second phase of my journey, somewhere where I'm right now taking a seat back and looking through these 5 years and realizing, okay, what to pick from there and what to expand further. So my journey, if you ask me, it has been very erratic. It because I didn't plan it as well, and but now I want to bring a certain discipline to it, and that is what I'm working on. So I'm bringing together my skill set, which I discovered randomly, and structuring it in a way so that I can continue doing it for years and years ahead and create some level of bigger impact, rather than just putting out a video and then, waiting to see the likes or comments. So it's a very, I want it to be a very small part of what I'm trying to do. So yeah.
So you just till now went with the flow and now you're thinking where to put your main focus on.
Perfectly put. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So like, do you think should we go with the flow or like be career oriented? Like as you said, you have been with the flow, but like, should we be career oriented or have some proper goal and aim with it? Like when we are young, as you
Definitely,
said.
definitely. See, if you're young, it need not be the long-term plan of yours. It need not be something which you will do 10 years from here. But if you don't start with a certain goal or something, you won't even reach halfway from, to the place where you really wanted to go. So it may be something entirely different. For example, I did entrepreneurship for 10 years before I came into poetry, right? I ran my own brand communication agency. I had my events company where I used to design gifts and everything. But that was my goal at that point of time. And as random it may sound, it really helped me continue with my writing journey as well, because I had some really great experiences there to put into words further when I became a writer, that kind of a thing, which I don't believe I can still call myself a writer, but still. So if you don't start with a goal, your journey becomes very long. You don't reach the place faster. So I'm a great believer of visualization. So I believe that you need to know where you need to go. You may not know the way, you may not know the exact rules or methods to get there, but just knowing where you want to go makes a lot of difference in how fast and how um, resourcefully you reach there. So for example, I always give this thing to everyone you want, who can take something from here. So there was this person who does a lot of interviews of successful people, and she was asked ki, tell me what is one common thing you found in all these successful people. These are highly successful people we are talking about, the one who
Yeah.
have reached the top of their game, right? And she was asked, when you interview them, is there one trait that you found in all these people? And she said, yeah, they all knew where they want to go. And I think it really struck a chord with me. You need to know where you want to go. You may not know the why, like how, but you should
Great.
know where. So I think definitely you need to have a goal, and you need to have a discipline, a routine, a discipline to keep yourself motivated to go there. And the discipline will be boring, but the journey will become exciting with each passing month and year. So uh, embrace the boringness of the discipline so that you can have a really good journey out there. So yeah.
Truly, ma'am, like right now, like I'm in class 9, so we have to, like, as you said, I need to have a goal right now and have to follow a path. Well, let's move on to the next question. So, like, how should we conquer our fear? Like, if I want to be an actor, or if I want to be like, if I want to go into business, so like, there's some kind of fear like people have. Will I be able to make it, or like, will I be able to do it? So, how should we conquer that fear?
See, there is no such thing as conquering fear. I have a lot of fear of stepping up on the stage, even till now, after doing a lot of performances, catering to different audiences and everything. There is always getting better at it. There is nothing like you conquered it, because if you have a fear, you need to. So it's a very cliche thing, right? But you will have to step up on stage if you have a fear of stage. There is no way like कि मैं यहाँ नीचे बैठकर मैं पहले I will just conquer my fear, I will become fearless, and then I will step up. So the first time your paper will shiver, your legs will shiver, your throat will go dry, your mic stand will, you won't be able to hold the mic properly, and you won't move too much around the stage. The second time you will realize, okay, my hands are not cold, I'm not shivering that much, but still I am not able to move around the stage too much. The third time, you will realize you interacted with the audience, you moved around the stage. The fourth time, you will get even better at, taking over the stage and creating an energy and everything. So this is an example I'm giving from my life, but there is a lot of fear that we have. And if that fear is coming between what you want to do, the only way to get across is to move step by step towards it. And there is this thing where you keep telling yourself, I'm not good at it. If you have a fear, you feel that there is some problem with me, that I'm not able to overcome this fear. So I always have this conversation with me where I can kill it on stage. I can kill it on stage. Let me give this a try. So how you actually begin the conversation in your head is a head start to how you step up on the stage with what kind of energy. The fear will might still be there, but what conversation are you having in your head in response to that kind of a fear? So if you keep telling yourself कि मैं इसमें अच्छा नहीं हूँ, you will never know how good you can get at it, because you have already moved 10 steps back by saying that to yourself. So first, conversation wise, conquer that thing, and then take the action to conquer it really. So there are many people who come and say कि हम poetry लिखते हैं, but हमें सुनाने में डर लगता है. And I say ki I don't know what to say to that, because it's a very real fear. It's not something they have made up in their head. It is a real fear. The facing an audience is a real fear. But start small. Start with an online session. Then go to a 50 audience or 10 audience, or start narrating your thing to a family gathering. Then go to a friends gathering. So make it small, make it in small chunks, and then you will be surprised at the place you can get by just keep on doing it. So uh, I have talked to many performers because I do this podcast with people who have performed on bigger stages, and I keep talking to them about this fear and everything, and they still say we still have the fear. So you're getting my point.
Yes.
They still have the fear. There is nothing like you will overcome it, but they are getting better at it. They are getting better at overcoming it with each performance that they're doing, and it applies to everything: doing a business, doing wanting to become something, or uh, any action that you want to take, whatever fear it is, make it, spell it out for yourself. Sometimes it's kind of a vague fear, Misha, कि मुझे डर लगता है. You don't spell it out for yourself कि क्या डर लगता है, क्या डर लगता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ आई स्टेज की बात करूं, तो मुझे स्टेज पे जाने में डर ये लगता है कि मैं कुछ गड़बड़ बोल दूंगी, या मैं ऐसा कुछ बोल दूंगी जो ऑडियंस मुझ पे हंसेगी, या ऐसा कुछ बोल दूंगी कि ऑडियंस रेस्पॉन्ड नहीं करेगी, या मैं स्टेज पे अटक जाऊंगी, या मैं भूल जाऊंगी. यू विल हैव टू स्पेल आउट द फियर्स फॉर यू, एंड यू विल रियलाइज कि इस पे तो काम कर सकते हैं. So
Yes.
spell it out for yourself. Each छोटा 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 sphere जो है, and then maybe move towards it instead of moving away from there.
Like we should start with small steps, and we should give ourselves motivational affirmations before going to the stage.
It
Take something
works. It
in
works
mind.
wonders.
Surely, ma'am. Well, what makes you go into the profession of poetry?
See, as I said, I didn't choose this for myself. I was still struggling with running my brand, my company, and we went into a lot of debt there. I ran my brand for like with my co-founder for 10 years before poetry happened to me. But I think when actually it happened when I kind of surrendered. Again, it's a very kind of a word which is taken loosely and in different contexts, but I really surrendered myself into, okay, what I'm trying to do is not happening, so let me just go with what is happening around me. So I was in Delhi for 10 years, and after our business was not doing well, we decided to move to a different city, preferably Bombay. But that didn't happen, and suddenly, somewhere, this planning came into action where we were supposed to move to Jaipur. And it was like a step back from moving from a bigger city like Delhi to moving back to Jaipur. But something in my head said, don't fight it, don't fight that shift. And poetry happened to me in Jaipur. The first poetry that went viral, it happened in Jaipur. So it was the time when I wanted to move to Bombay to do bigger things because I didn't do well in Delhi after 10 years of running the business and everything. But when I really started going with what universe is indicating me and just taking it one day at a time, so when you surrender, आपकी थकान कम हो जाती है दिमाग की. When you're trying to control, there is a lot of pressure, friction that is happening in your head that doesn't let you think straight. So poetry happened to me when I let myself a little loose, and I tried to understand what is happening rather than trying to control what is happening around me. So I think once I started stepping on the stage and getting the response, I really enjoyed it. And the first poetry was kind of one which really had an impact, where people cried and people came up to me and hugged me and everything. And I realized that if words have that kind of power, because I was a copywriter, anyways, I was an English copywriter before that. So if words have that kind of power, I would rather, continue in this path and continue doing this, because it had a lot of add-ons to it. There was love received from the audience. Later on, I discovered there was also hate, but I think that's a part and parcel of it, and I somewhere take it also lightly in some way. So yeah, poetry kind of happened when I let it happen to me. I didn't try to grab it from anywhere. Yeah.
You surrendered, like you tried to understand, and
Wow.
happened on its own.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, were there any impacts that happened like after you started like writing poems? So like any impacts that came onto your personal life, something like that?
So personal life, suddenly things became a little slow. So, for example, I was someone who was running two businesses, right? And I
Yeah.
was of this habit of getting up, having my to-do list, and then getting people to do it, delegating it, working in the team, and talking to clients. So, that kind of structure I was a part of. And when poetry happened to me, I realized that this is this is something that is growing on me rather than me trying to do something with it. So, personally, I think I became a little relaxed when poetry came into life. I found a way to, my thought process changed a lot. So I started observing a lot, which was there somewhere. But now, when I started to see things happening around me, I started to grab the essence of it, the real essence of it. And I wanted to write about things that were very real instead of romanticizing things and writing about the general, pattiyan and that kind of jhumke and that. So that never touched my code. So poetry brought a kind of a little, what to call that, I don't know, but I felt a little myself. I could be with myself after a long time. I could accept myself, because if I wanted to write something that is real, I will have to first accept the way I was. So poetry was a lot like me. It brought me closer to me, I think. And personal life wise, I think we all learned, like my family members, my life partner, and we all learned to look at this profession, which was a very new place for all of us. And I think we kind of enjoyed it. We had a great conversations at home. I had poetry, which actually stirred a lot of families, and uh, I think there was this poetry which was on relationship, which received a lot of hatred, and there was questions raised that my relationship with my partner, and there were a lot of things that my family members had to listen to from people around them. But I think it was so natural to us, it was so real to us, that we all kind of embraced it. We kind of had open conversations at home. So yes, I think the profession, poetry as a profession, made me have a lot of honest open conversations in my family, and I think that's the power of spoken word poetry. So yeah, it was wonderful, I think.
Poetry changed you, changed
And I
your
think it's
mind.
the first time anyone actually asked me what poetry had an impact in my personal life. So thanks for that. I kind of looked at it right now.
You're very welcome, ma'am. Well, anything you would like to say to our audience? Any message that you would like to give to them related to today's like life or generation? You would like to give something to them, some vision to them.
You see, there are a lot of things that you anyways receive as lessons and tips and uh, things that you can grab from anywhere on internet right now. I really want to tell you this thing, that I have a niece who is of, a little more older than you, but I see a lot of pressure on you people to do the right thing and, be this and achieve that. And you have now so many options, so many resources to take everything that you want to, that sometimes I feel you guys just don't get to be of your age. And I really want you to enjoy that, because it's a long journey that you can experience. But when I look back, I was a little studious kind of a person, so I don't have many memories from there. So I really want you to not be too studious and disciplined, to play it up a little, to have fun, to really relax yourself and act your age, and not try to be mature. So never try to be mature. You will get a lot of years to do that, and it's not so much fun. So by the time, like, if you are in this age and you can be yourself, Omisha, just try to be yourself. Don't worry about your looks. No one is going to care. No one is going to give it anything. No one will remember what you did. 10 days ago or 10 years ago. So better do it and have some memories saved so that you can be happy that you had a great childhood. Talk to friends, don't have grudges, don't have egos, just enjoy your life. And I think that's all I want to tell. And please read a lot. I have a lot of happy memories from reading. Read a lot. You will have a world of imagination that you will carry moving forward, and you will be a better human being just because you read a lot. Read fiction, non fiction, topics that are off your grid, something which you don't know, talk about, or something. Read about them as well, and you will see magic happen in your life. And I'm not kidding. You will be 10 years ahead in terms of your imagination if you just read continuously, just 5 pages a day or something. Read comics. So don't read this very serious stuff. Read comics a lot. There's a lot to be grabbed there. And yeah, that's all. I don't want to say anything more.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was such a beautiful message given, by given to us by you, ma'am. Like I really know, I can really relate. Like nowadays, we are so into like this career and thinking what
Yeah.
are we gonna take in 10th or like results of our boards, etc. So we got like we should live our life and create memories, ma'am. It was such an honor talking to you. It was
Thank you, Misha.
and I was like, it was such a pleasure talking to you, and I wish I can meet you in person as well.
Definitely. We will definitely meet somewhere. I love meeting people, who are just very younger than me so that I can get some energy from them. So definitely we'll meet somewhere.
Surely, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Bye bye, everyone. Enjoy this day, and thank you for having me here. It was a great pleasure again. I had a great conversation with this little sweet girl. Thank you, Amisha. You have a really bright future, and just live it up.
Thank you so much,
Bye
ma'am.
bye.
Bye bye. Well, everybody, this is me, Omisha Talwar, signing